Okay. This was a good day for us, really good day that we were able to get through all of the stuff we needed to get through and come back and clean some things up from week one when we came in the stadium. Felt like we had pretty good rhythm, with looking for the rhythm between sequences and plays and changing from offense to defense and all that and the kicking game stuff. Again, Brian Schneider and Larry Izzo did a really good job to handle that thing today, so that was really well done. So it was good work. Saw some good stuff throwing and catching today. Russ threw the ball real nice, and the guys made some nice plays. Greg Olson looked good catching the ball. DK came back with another big touchdown. Jacob Hollister looked sharp. Locke did a good job. Demo, I think David Moore had 3 catches for the day. So it was a good job of throwing the ball around. But I thought the other side of it was, I thought Carlos Hyde looked really good again. And he seems to just continue to be right on the mark. He's in there. He's going to be able to be a big factor for us. Chris is back. He's finally made it through the family stuff that he had to take care of. And so he was back with us today and will be working when we come back. I thought the play of the day, Aaron Fuller, a great grab from Danny. It was a terrific throw and catch. So that was kind of POD. Marquise Blair had a big day. You noticed that Jamal did not play today. Jamal had a domestic accident, but he cut his finger slicing some strawberries, and he hit his finger. So he had to have a few stitches, so we kept him out, not to make him have to use that thing, in case you were wondering. So it's a very minor situation. Easy for me to say. He almost cut his finger off. So, but anyway, he'll be fine. But it did give Marquise a chance to play today, and he did a nice job. Obviously, 2 huge plays turning the ball over. Both times we've come to the stadium, I'm pleased that we've taken care of the ball in offense. It's something that, is just – it's just the foundation of what we're all about is taking care of the ball, and so it's good that we've knocked that out for a couple weeks.
What happened to Brandon Shell?
He turned his ankle in pregame, and we got to figure out what it is.
Is that why Jamal had the protective sort of club on his?
Yeah.
Is it he's going to be fine?
He's got to take the stitches out. It'll be good.
The best day for Aaron Fuller today?
He had a pretty good game last week, too. He's had a couple good weeks here, a couple good outings. He's been doing fine in practice, too, but he has really come through in both game-like situations, and so pretty cool statement. Nice job.
Mabry's jump over, I don't know if you saw Quandre Diggs.
Yeah, that was pretty exciting. That was a great moment.
Does that factor in when you make a singular play like that?
Yeah, I happen to really love that play when guys, recognize the opportunity, because you think about how fast that happens, and then to pull it off, and he landed it too, which was good. They're giving Diggs a hard time, but that was a really cool play, and he's done some good stuff. This film is really important to us. This is a really important film, and the coaches are going to dig in, and we'll see it a ton of times here to try to figure it all out and see what we can evaluate, particularly for the young guys. You noticed that the one defense was going full speed today and tackling and played through the all the way through the whistle, just like we would do. I don't know exactly, but I think they were right around 30 plays, which would have been what we would hope to get in game 3, in the preseason. So that was kind of the objective, and so that was and we hit that pretty well.
Pete, the league wire had visits with Justin Britt and Paul Richardson with you guys today. Just what are your thoughts on bringing them in? How are they? What you're looking for?
Both guys ended their season with injuries, and so we need to see what those guys look like. Obviously, we know a lot about both of them, and we think highly of both those guys. So we'll see how it goes.
Is Justin cleared for football activities?
I don't know that yet. And we have to, physical him and all that kind of stuff.
What are you seeing or not seeing from BJ at center?
He's just learning the system. It's just catching up, making sure he's playing fast and helping the guys around him play well. Ethan's been around us a long time, and he's a little bit ahead in that regard. But BJ's going to get it done. It's just going to take a little bit of time. So we're just not forcing it at him with the first group, as he's learning. And because I want good continuity for the guards and in the whole group and for Russ. So it's a little bit more in Ethan's favor in that regard. But we got 2 full weeks to go. He's done really well. He's really applying himself. I mean, he's capable. He's going to handle it all. But I don't think we should go through his learning curve for Russ and the other fellows, and we're trying to really, get together on the offensive line at this point, so.
What is the situation? Philip Dorsett, John Ursua, what's their situation?
Johnny just tweaked his hammy a little bit. It was really slight, but enough to, to just hold him out and not push it the very next day. Philip's got a sore foot that he's had in and out for quite some time, and it just acted up, and so we have to rest him for a bit and see if we can get back. He said he feels really good today after just a couple days. It might be the kind of situation we got to monitor, and see what it takes to keep him feeling good, because he has had it for a while.
Have you made a decision on center yet?
No.
I know you've been doing things here, but have you heard the players talk about it, or you as a team mentioned what the Bucks did in Orlando? They forfeited a game for Black Lives Matter, and it seems like that movement has rekindled.
Yeah. Well, I think the fact that this occurred again with the Jacob Blake, murder, and in plain view, plain sight, and all that is just such a horrific thing that however we respond, we talked about it again today with our guys, try to give some moments to the thought of the families, and everybody has to go through all that stuff. I heard Doc Rivers talking today, and Doc did a great job of stating that this is just ridiculous that we're putting up with this. I can't even imagine that this continues to happen. I don't know how somebody could ever do that under the circumstances and the awareness that everybody should have right now, but it continues to happen, so it continues to be a real problem. And there's a lot of problems, but that's just one of the ones that just jumps out at us. And so I really applaud those guys for taking the night, but that we all know that's not enough. It's just a statement, and what is important, and everybody that's involved knows, is what we do about it and what we keep doing to straighten things out and get things right. This whole thing is ridiculous, and anybody that doesn't recognize that just isn't paying attention. And so, yeah, we're on it too.
Does it seem possible an NFL team would not take the field, or your team wouldn't take the field because of this?
Anything's possible. I mentioned to the players, this is the year, it's the protest season, It's a season of protest, and so we'll handle ourselves as we do, and but this is a protest that doesn't have an end to it until all the problems go away and we solve the issues and stuff. So we're going to do our part and continue to work to stay actively involved and continue to stay in touch with the situations that are going on by staying on the topics and with it, just in hopes that we can be there to help and support where we can and have influence where we can. So the whole Black Lives Matter thing couldn't be more obvious how true this whole movement is and how much focus and change needs to come. It's just so clear. So I hope we can do something to help.
Pete, you mentioned how you've talked about it with some of the players, but how do you feel like they've kind of responded to this happening again? And obviously some of them sat during the anthem before the mock game. How do you feel like they've responded to this happening again?
Well, I don't feel like I can tell you how they've all, we haven't had a chance to hear everybody, and go back and forth on it like we do. But the one thing we're not is we're not numb to it. We're in tune, and the guys are feeling it, and it's topical, and we know that we have to do something. Like everybody that cares on the right side of this whole issue, you worry that you can't do enough. You worry that you can't, be effective enough and to create the change that we need, and so I will continue to stay on it, and continue to talk and do what we can. We had a really nice visit last night from Cory Booker, and visited with our team, and he helped us in a number of areas. Just try to find the understanding and the potential for the change and the thinking that's so important and for us to stay with. And he emphasized to us that everybody has a voice now. Everybody can speak out, and the guys can have an effect on the people that follow them and that watch them. And everybody's got, on social media, every one of our guys has a big following to some extent, and so they have people that care what they think about. And so he urged us to really think about what we want to say to those people and know that we do have the power to have an effect. And so it was really, really a big evening for us, and there'll be more to come.
That was a team line thing on Zoom with
Yeah.
Art Teal?
Pete, how did that Booker Zoom visit come about? Is that something you sought out, or how'd that happen?
Yeah. Well, I had a chance to meet Senator Booker when he was in town a while back, months ago, and so we've just stayed in touch. We've done some stuff together. We did a podcast this summer with Steve Kerr, and we just stayed connected on some different topics and stuff. And so I just floated to see if he would, be willing to come talk to us and visit. And so he was, and so we were able to work it out. Really, with a guy that's just, as busy as you can be with all of the issues that he's in the middle of. We really, felt fortunate to have a chance to visit with him, and he was amazing.
Did your players come to any conclusion about how they would like to express themselves?
No, but we did talk about that today in the pregame talk was about the anthem and about the protests and all of that. And I'm listening to our guys. I believe that these guys have great wisdom and great connection to the issues and concerns. And so, you'll see. We have a couple weeks to figure that out, but it's on topic for us in terms of whatever, if we want to do something together, what happens at the anthem, that kind of stuff, And that's why it is, to me, I said it's the season of protest, and we need to respond however we want to respond. And it doesn't need to be the one that, you see. It's the one it's what these guys do and the actions that we take to make change. And so it's a big topic for us.
John Boyle?
Yeah, Pete, you mentioned the defense, playing longer and tackling full and all that. Just what you've seen out of your first team defense, not just today, but the last couple weeks of practice, how do you feel that group's coming along?
Yeah, John, I'm really excited about these guys. These guys, and we've had and I think I might have said the other day that an infusion of kind of spirit and leadership and playmaking from Bruce and from Jamal coming in. And I'm anxious to see the effect that Quentin Dunbar can have also, just to add to what we already have. There's an energy about this group. They're really excited about playing together, and we've got to get good. We got to get our stuff right. We got to get our assignments down and our calls and our adjustments down and all of that. And so that's what we're racing, for the opener, to get that done so we can play really good, clean football and cut these guys loose and let them go. But we're faster. We seem to be more athletic. Marquise has been a noticeable change. Look at the day he had today, but he's been a noticeable change playing the nickel spot. So we really feel like we've boosted this group, and as well as the guys just getting a little better every year as they do. We have very high expectations that we're going to play a lot of good football.
The crowd noise today, what did you do with that?
We adjusted some we got louder as the game went on in segments to try to evaluate it. We took in some good information. We know what we're getting from the different levels right now. I think today was real helpful in that regard. So I'm not going to tell you what the conclusion is because I'm not sure what that is yet. But I do know that we can handle the different levels. And we may go one stadium that's playing at one level and another stadium's playing at a different level. And so it's important for us to, I think, to have had some experience. The problem is there's not many more. There are no much more chances until we go to Atlanta, and to really know. And so this will be an interesting, competitive kind of thing to keep an eye on, as we go forward. And I don't know if teams are going to announce it. I don't know what the rules are with that right now, how they're going to do it. So we'll see.
Are the rules still what you have?
Yeah, I know nothing. I got nothing for you. Sorry. We've heard nothing about it at all.
Does that mean you're going to keep the third mock game at the VMAC as opposed to coming back here?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Got it. Thanks.